What is going on, Nuggets Nation, NBA fans? My name is Tom Leuthner. Welcome back to Nuggets Today, or welcome in if you are new, presented by Fan Arch. Like I said, if you're new, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Welcome to the community. And I want to break down this game against the Sacramento Kings. A game that was a little too close for my liking. I think that Denver should have been able to pull away. They did here and there, but I think that there should have been a consistency in the scoring and constant breaking away. And I thought they should have smoked him. I didn't think it should have been a 6-point game, but so be it. A win is a win. I can't be upset. And the first thing I want to talk about is Nikola Jokic. And now all I've heard is constant, well, Jokic doesn't shoot enough this year. He's not in the top tier because he's only putting up 20 points a game. If Nikola Jokic is putting up 20 points a game and averaging a triple-double, how is he not still in the tier of all the guys who are top tier in the NBA because they're averaging 35 points? I don't really understand it, but he proved everybody wrong. He didn't go after his triple-double, which maybe he was a little bit, I don't know a word to use. I feel like he was chasing them a little bit in the beginning of the year, and I think that's changed, and I think we saw that today. You know, he shot the ball. He didn't care about his triple-double. He still put up 34, 7, and 14. Shot the ball 22 times from the field. He shot the ball 10 times from the three-point line, shot 40%, went 4 for 10. It was also nice to see that the other players on Denver were grabbing rebounds, right? Like Jokic didn't, and I feel like there's always games where this is gonna happen. Denver got out rebounded, which so be it. I mean, we got the same amount of offensive rebounds as the Kings, which I'm fine with. They lost that rebound battle by 7. But you look at the starting 5, 3 people, including Jokic, were at 7 rebounds in the starting 5. Then you look at the bench, Bruce Brown put up 6. Val had 3. So I would like to see more from Val, which we've seen throughout this year, so I'm not even going to complain. But it is nice to finally see Jokic let the ball fly and not worry about the triple-doubles. 14 assists with 34 points and 14 for 22 shooting is insane. Those numbers are crazy, and he was letting it fly right away. I think he got the ball the first play of the game and let it fly from 3, hit a 3. So it's nice to see that he's able to continue to build offensively. I think after game 1, people got a little bit nervous because maybe they thought that he wasn't going to be the same Jokic, but I never lost hope in Jokic not being Jokic. I just think it was time for him to actually see it and actually do it. I also think that it really changed how David Adelman's game plan has been. I think that's one thing I've been complaining about a little bit is just there's no consistency in Adelman's game plan, and here and there we'll see these lineups and the way they use Jokic, and I'm not a fan of it, but I like the way they use Jokic tonight because it was the way that we like to see Jokic, where he doesn't need to get a triple-double, but he could still put up 30-plus and have 10-plus assists. So he is an elite player where everybody around him will thrive. Another game where we saw the entire starting 5 have 10 points and at least one player on the bench with double digits, and that was Bruce Brown. You can put a team around him that can thrive, and he could still put up 34 points while allowing 5 other players on the court or on the team to put up double digits, right? Like, he is truly an insane player. Talking about another guy who's on the bench, not one of the guys who put up double digits, but he did score. It was nice to see, is Julian Strawther, a guy I talked about last episode. He finally got his minutes, and we got to see a little bit more. He only played 7 minutes. He had 4 points, shot 1 for 2 from the field, 1 for 1 from the three-point line, and he shot 1 for 2 from the free throw line. He looked fine, right? He had a turnover early. The one thing that I liked was one of the first possessions defensively that he was in. Drew Eubanks was in the game, and Jokic wasn't paying attention to his backside, his back left side, and Strawther immediately picked that up. And he was trying to box him out. They also attempted to make him the primary ball handler, and I know it wasn't working out just because defensively they were all over him, and it was making it a little bit tougher. But there was a play where he got it, gave it to Jokic. Jokic gave it back to Jokic, and right before a foul, he got himself a wide open lane. So they couldn't give him the ball because the foul was called, but he was playing well in those minutes. I like to see it. He has such a quick release, which led to a 3. Hit his only 3 that he took. Like I said, he took 2 shots. But I like to see him built into the rotation. He's one of my favorite players on the team, and if you've been following the channel, you know that. He's a guy who I'm super high on, and I think that he can really be a problem if he does get a little bit of minutes. That's all I was asking. 7 minutes is fine. I'm fine with 7 minutes and 4 points. I'd take that any day, especially when you have a guy like Val putting up 8 and you have a guy like Bruce putting up 13, and Timmy played 23 minutes and he only had 5 points. But I'm fine if you're going to take away Timmy's points and you're going to allow Strother to come in and put up 4 points, to combine for 9 in a game that they win. I'm fine with that. That is all I'm asking. I'm not telling you this guy needs to play 17 minutes a game. I'm not saying he has to play over 10 minutes a game. But that anywhere from that 5 to 8 to 10 minute range, I'm happy to see him play. And I do think maybe, listen, if you're not going to use him, trade him, or maybe you develop him a little bit more for another year. But I liked what I saw from him in the short amount of time that he played today. But I also like the fact that for, I believe it's 2 games now in a row, we've seen him actually check in when the game is not just a blowout or Denver getting blowed out. Russell Westbrook, man, he's still got it left. 26, 12, and 6 on 10 for 17 shooting. I was pleasantly surprised, even though he's not a Nugget anymore, to watch him shoot 3 for 6. I just saw a tweet that supposedly he said that Denver didn't want him back. It wasn't a matter of him not wanting to be back. He was told to not pick up his player option. Now, I don't know how true that really is, but if that is true, it's a little upsetting just because I wish that we could have used him again. But I guess it makes sense to open up room for the move to get Tim Hardaway and the move to get Bruce, because I guess those were on the table as well. So it sucks to hear that. But, I mean, listen, he was the leading scorer for the Kings. He was the second leading rebounder with 12 under Sabonis' 17. Good for Russ, man. He's still got some left in the tank, and I think that he can really push this team, this Kings team, a little bit further. I don't think that they're going to do anything special this year. I don't think that they're a championship team. Maybe they're a low-caliber playoff team, but I think that he can be a good piece for them. And seeing him next to Schroeder was actually a little interesting. Schroeder shot 0 for 5 from the field, 0 for 5 from 3, 7 for 14 from the field. But seeing him and Russ play next to each other was actually pretty interesting, and seeing how it worked was actually even more interesting in my opinion. The last thing I want to talk about is the fact that Cam Johnson's shots just won't fall. Ryan Blackburn tweeted about it during the game, and he said the most frustrating thing with Cam, and I think all Nuggets fans right now, is that his shots in flow, his three-point shots that are in flow just aren't falling for him, and it sucks to see that. 10 points today, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 for 12 from the field, 0 for 5 from the three-point line. So it's like he's not a bad player, and we know he's not, and it's going to take I don't know what it is. He's getting wide open looks, and he's just not hitting them, and that's what's so frustrating, where everybody's overreacting, because a guy like MPJ is still hitting his open shots. He's putting up his points, and I know it's a different system now with Brooklyn, but everybody. Oh, actually, Jamal didn't hit a 3 either tonight, but I don't know. Him, P-Watt, Jamal, none of them hit threes. But the thing with Jamal is Jamal put up 15, 7, and 7. He led the stat box in every single category with when it came to him versus Cam. So I think it's frustrating that Cam's not hitting the shots. I don't think I'm as frustrated with him as a player. Maybe some costly mistakes here and there, but he got interviewed before the game, and he said, it's just I'm learning a new system. It's going to take a little while for me to get into it, and I don't blame him, because it is harder to learn a new system. He just has to stop trying to be perfect, because when you're playing with a guy like Nikola Jokic, you don't need to be perfect. He'll make you look perfect. Anyway, that is all I got for you guys today, Nuggets Nation. I'm going to have another episode out for you guys at some point tomorrow, and can't wait to be back watching more Nuggets basketball this week. I'll catch you guys later.